We are here. We are Cash's Juke Joint. We want to thank the Conversations We Need to Have platform for having us and featuring us here today. We're going to do a couple selections here, and hope you guys enjoy. All right.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Conversations We Need to Have. This time our conversation is going to be through song, Crescendo Conversations. We have on my panel four people who knows talent, who are talented and have achieved the maximum accomplishments in their field and in their area. First, we have Mr. Dan Newman, who's going to be one of our judges. We have Lico from Las Vegas, Nevada. We have Grammy vocal producer Rachel James. And we have the extraordinaire herself, Sherelle Clay, who will be giving their input and insight on today. So, what are we doing? We have 3 rounds that we're going to be doing, not tonight. The first round is tonight. So, we have about 20 singers who are going to come on. Unfortunately, everyone can't win. So we have about 10 singers, 20 singers coming on, and out of that 20, 10 will move on to the next round of the showcase. So our judges, they're going to be open, honest, and transparent. So please don't get in your feelings too much. And if you do, then please let me be the one that you address about that. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first singer, which is Miss Deanne Lewis.
Hi, how you doing?
We're good.
My name is Deanne Lewis. I'm originally from Wilmington, Delaware. I currently live in Macon, and I'll be singing "You Give Good Love" by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
I found out what I've been missing. Always on the run. I've been looking for someone. Now you're here like you've been before. And so what I need. It took some time for me to see that you give good love to me, baby. So good, take this heart of mine into your hand. You give good love to me, never to match. Baby, you give good love. Oh.
Okay. So our judges, you have any input for Miss Lewis?
Sure. Oh, go ahead, Rachel. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say you have a lovely voice, and I can see that when you're aiming for a thing, like when you really concentrate on it, you have that potential. But I also see you have a lot of passion when you sing.
Thank you.
That can be great. Passion is great. You definitely don't want to sing a song and it not have anywhere to go. But if I had to give any, I would say constructive criticism, I would say to aim for your focal point. So paying attention to like your pitch.
Okay.
Start wherever you start, make sure you in there. So, and then also I was gonna say, make sure that because you focus on, you did one run. I don't know what it was, but it was a high to low, and you nailed it. But on some smaller ones, you kind of miss. And I think because you were focused on the passion of it. So I would say concentrate a little bit more on just how the song is flowing. And then if you're going to do any acrobatic, that you just aim for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much, Deanne.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Miss Ashley Hale. I think you're muted.
I was. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ashley Hale, and I'm from Charleston, South Carolina. And I'm going to sing for you. Yet I Still Hear You Calling My Name by Hezekiah Walker and the Love Fellowship Choir. How many times do I go against your will? Then you forgive me, but yet I still turn around and do the things I shouldn't do, 'cause I belong to you. And I know you will come through. For I know I take advantage of your grace here in this Christian race. Oh, but yet I still hear you calling my name.
Okay.
Ashley,
Yes, ma'am.
that was beautiful. Let me first say your tone is giving me goosebumps.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you stayed in the pocket as well. I think you picked a song. A lot of people don't really sing these type of songs for auditions and stuff because it's a lot of changes in there, and I think you nailed them perfectly. If I were to give you any criticism,
Yes, ma'am.
I would say rely on that tone. You don't always have to like do all these runs, you know what I'm saying? Because your tone is carrying you. And this is just my opinion. I mean, somebody else may say something different. But
Yes, ma'am.
I think if like knowing where you're gonna go, it's always good to rehearse your moments. I always tell people rehearse your moments. It's okay to perfect those. Okay, so you'll know where you're landing. If you're hitting a run and you kind of go wayward, like it means okay, you probably shouldn't have done that. You rehearse what you want to do,
Right.
stick with it.
Okay.
But I think your voice is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Newman,
Yes, sir.
any thoughts or feedback from Ms. Hale?
I had some of the same thoughts that Rachel had. I like that so far, you know, I feel like you're the singers are picking their spots, which is real important. I don't think it ever serves anybody well, even the very best, to just rip and run through a whole song. And so the advice of relying on your tone, because if you sing the song and don't do one extra thing, but you have beautiful tone and are on pitch, that's gonna sell records, and that's gonna move people in a church service, and that's gonna, you know, be effective. So I think that criticism was spot on, and I really don't have much to add to it. The only note that I made in terms of criticism is just in terms of presentation. I mean, nowadays, so much stuff is done through social media, and so much stuff is done through Zoom and Facebook and all that, and we can barely see you. And so that's something that I always think about whenever I go on one of these things, whether I'm a contestant or a panelist or an interviewer, interviewee, or whatever. I set up some lights and I make sure I don't have to dress up, but and that's the only criticism I would give you is the next time you do something like this, make sure that even though we're not in person, we still care about your presentation.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you're gorgeous, but I can barely see you. Other than
I
that,
apologize. Thank you.
I wouldn't hold that against you in a singing competition, but I do think that's important advice because there's going to be a lot of singers that are going to be auditioning this way during these pandemic times. But in terms of your actual vocal performance, I just co-sign everything Rachel said.
Okay. Sherelle?
Thank you.
You're muted.
Unmute yourself, Sherelle.
I'm just talking, okay? But yeah, same. Ditto, right? Absolutely. I don't want to have a roadmap of where you're going. You definitely showed that you have control and that you can, slow down and speed up. So that shows that's amazing. But just making sure that you have a roadmap of where you want to go will make it even much more clean so that you don't have to worry about is this going to work or not? What's going to happen? So yeah, everything, your tone, phenomenal. So warm. It felt like velvet. Just kind of hugged you when you heard, So your tone is excellent. Your the acrobatics that you did nail. But we could tell that you were finding it as you were going along. So, but we're judging, okay? We're being all judgy right now.
Absolutely.
Right? Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Carlton Williams. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Hi, guys. I'm Carlton Williams from Perry, Georgia, and I'll be singing Run to You by Fred Hammond. How can you forgive me when I've often gone astray? How can you think of me when I do things my way, using the same excuse that I am just a man? You tell me you've been there and hold your nail scar hand so I could see that I know I am free and I am running back to you. I see you standing there for me. Your arms are open wide and I don't have to cry. I have taken advantage of your love and grace. Forgive me, Lord. I'm running back to you. I see you standing there for me. Why do I go away when I know I am no good when I'm on my own?
Okay. Anybody want to jump in?
I guess I'll start since.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. You go,
You
Sherelle.
got it.
I'm deferring to you, Sherelle.
All right, it's me. There's a delay, so that's what that's about. Carlton, that was beautiful. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. I love your smooth tone. So like when you came in, I could tell 3/4 during the song that you weren't a really acrobatic kind of a person, but that you like to stick with the, just the facts. And listen, I appreciate that. So if I were to give any constructive criticism for that, I would say, since you are just more of a pocket kind of a singer, where you don't do a lot of ooh, right? Everybody ain't got to do that. But because that is the kind of singer that you are, I would say I could tell when you were opening up to get to the big parts that you put more emphasis there and your focus was there, and that kind of opened up the song. So in the same vein that you put attention on those highs, put the same attention on those lows when you come in. How can you Give me. You can still have passion in the low, and especially because you're a guy, right? You guys are chesty. So, and with that being the beginning of the song, that's going to be the first thing that we notice is kind of how you come in, what you sound like, and we're going to kind of judge it from there, right? So I would say if when you're coming in, make sure you land just like you're landing your highs. And watch for those, like I have a student that calls them faux pas, where at the ends of your phrases, maybe you'll do, how can you, instead of like that click at the end, smooth that out. You have a nice vibrato, so just put that at the end. How can you? See, it's nice and even. So that's what I got. Anybody else want to grab some?
First of all, I loved your song choice. First of all, I think it's a great song that people in gospel love to hear, and I also think it's a song that's well suited to you as a singer. So that's the first step in anything is picking the right material, and I feel like you nailed that. I second everything Sherelle said, especially about not being a singer that does acrobatics, and that's not necessary. I mean, me personally, I'd rather listen to somebody sing the song and do nothing extra than do a whole bunch of extra. That's just what I like. It's and so if that's your strength, that's your strength, and you don't ever have to try and do anything more than that. I do think when you first started out, kind of piggybacking on what Sherelle said, I had trouble hearing what key you were in when you first started out. And then once you got a little more comfortable, you solidified it, and then you went a little flat again when you got to the next part. It's really hard to sing a cappella, especially if you don't have perfect pitch, which is not something that everybody has and can have. And so it's definitely a challenge of stuff like this where I don't know if anybody has an accompanist, but that's always something to work on. Is to make sure. Again, especially if you're going to be somebody that just sings the song, the best thing you can do is sing the song beautifully and just land every pitch. Yeah, that's my feedback.
Okay. So, thank you so much, Carlton.
Thank you.
Okay, our next singer is Miss Megan Crane. How are you, Megan?
Hey, everybody. Good. How are y'all?
We're good.
Great. My name is Megan Crane. I'm going to be singing On My Own from Les Mis. On my own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me. And when I lose my way, I close my eyes and he has found me. I love him, but every day I'm learning. All my life, I've only been pretending. Without me, his world will go on turning. A world that's full of happiness that I have never known. I love him, but only on my own.
Judges?
I'll dive in. Megan, beautiful voice. Are we allowed to like interject and have them sing something else?
Yes.
Or are we keeping it straight based? Can you sing something maybe in a lower register? I'm just trying to hear your range.
Sure, you put me on the spot. When peace
Okay, can you take it down a whole step?
Sure. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll. Keep going.
Yeah, go to the climax.
Whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say.
Okay, good. I just wanted to hear your tone in different ranges, but you have a beautiful, clear. It's pure. You have a pure tone.
Thank you.
I can tell you're comfortable with what you do. Like you're not like doing all kinds of melismas and riffs and runs. They're cool, but I mean you don't have to do them, and you didn't. And I enjoyed you. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any of our
I'll take some. Megan, I agree. Your voice is very beautiful. And I could tell as you were singing when you were shifting your register, I could see why I should do that. Kind of tone with the change in color, but you still knew exactly what color you were going for. So that was very appreciated. If I were to give any kind of criticism, I would say singers hate E's, right? So watch your E's. Because anything that you sing with the E, sometimes it may have the tendency to make the back of your tongue fly up. So if you were doing whatever my life now has taught me, versus me, if you can open up your E's more, because you already have such a nice, beautiful color, maybe opening up your E's and then bringing them to the front of your face, but still giving enough space in the. If I were to say in the between your teeth and your tongue, make sure there's space there. It'll come out a lot more clear and it won't pinch the sound. But
I'm going to be quick because I don't want the other judges already went. First of all, I was impressed that you.
I'm sorry, Missy. I'm not sure what that clicking noise is. I don't know if y'all hear it, but
I think it's Sherelle. Sherelle, no, it's not. Maybe is it me? Maybe it's mine.
yes, it's you.
I don't know where it would be coming from.
Sound like you playing Super Mario Brothers.
I heard it the whole time, and I don't.
The whole Nintendo.
I don't know where it's coming from. I got nothing else open.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I liked that you, when she asked you to go down a whole step, you actually went down an accurate whole step. I was paying attention in my head to see if you knew what a whole step was and if you had, if you were able to actually nail it, and you did. So kudos for that. My biggest criticism is not every note needs vibrato. I don't know. Some singers can turn it on and off, and some singers can't. But I don't know what you are, and I don't want to take up any more time by asking you to demonstrate anything else. We already put you on the spot enough. But if you're not one of those singers that has to have vibrato on every note, then that's something to play with. And I won't take up any more time, but I will figure out what the sticking is.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Miss Sunyetta Clark.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
We can't hear you.
Can you hear? Let me see. Make sure I'm unmuted.
You're good. You're good now.
You're good? Okay. My name is Sunyetta Clark, as you already know. I'm from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and the song I'll be singing is called "You Are My Strength." Just let me know when to start.
Now.
Okay. You are my strength, strength like no other, strength like no other. It reaches to me. You are my strength it reaches to me. And in the fullness of your grace, and in the power of your name, you lift me up. Oh, you lift me up. Oh, in the fullness of your grace, and in the power of your name, you lift me up. You lift me up.
Okay. Judges?
Okay, I'll go first. I know this is going to sound like a broken record because we've said this about a couple people, but I absolutely love your tone. I think you have. I love the. You've got that kind of breathy thing, and I love that.
Thank you.
You did, do a little extra, and the choices you made I thought were good, but sing the song straight first. Do it the first time you sing. Introduce the melody of the song. Don't add anything. Again, I've nothing against people that add runs and embellish and make it their own, but do it one time through, like the original, like the record, like it's written, and then after that, take it wherever you want to go. None of your choices were bad. Some people do too much, and no, but every little extra thing you did, I loved. I just wanted to hear it. If I'd never heard the song before, I would have not known how it actually goes. But I really liked your tone. I really liked your choices. And I don't think you lost the pitch ever. I could be wrong, and one of the vocal coaches will correct me if I am. But I think you pretty much nailed it on pitch too.
Thank you.
Any of our other judges?
Yeah, I was gonna say with your acrobatics, I would challenge for you. I would say challenge yourself, like Spiffy said, to sing the melody as if you would be singing the background of the melody, right? Just make sure that it's nice and comfortable for you, and then pick 3 times, beginning, middle, and end. Start with 3. Pick 3 acrobatics and nail those, and then see how you feel about it. And then watch the ending of your phrases. You put a lot of emphasis in the beginning and the middle of your phrases. And then I feel like when you get to your that run and you nail it, you're like, woo, we got there. We nailed that run. And then
I didn't want to go over my time.
you end it. I always say land the plane. If you were on a plane and you want a plane to land, you would want to jump at the end. You would want it to land nicely, right? So that's what you want to do with the ends of your phrases as well. You lift me up, right? Or if you don't even want to do vibrato, you lift me up. And just make sure that there's some kind of marker for the ending and that you're paying attention to that. But beautiful voice. If you really focused and made a plan of what you wanted, you would nail it, son. Mm-hmm. Nail it.
Thank you.
I totally agree with Spiffy and Sherelle.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Clark.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we have Miss Takia.
Hello. Hi, my name is Takia Williams, and I'm from Perry, Georgia. I'm going to be singing Woman's Worth by Alicia Keys. You can buy me diamonds. You can buy me pearls. Take me on a cruise around the world. Baby, you know I'm worth it. Then I'll lit by candles. Run my Bible back. Make love tenderly to last and last. Baby, you know I'm worth it. Wanna please, wanna keep, wanna treat your woman right. Not just do, but to know the show she is worth your time. You will lose if you choose to refuse to put her first. She can if she will find a man who knows her. As a real man knows a real woman when he sees her. And a real woman knows a real man ain't afraid to please her. Yes, a real woman knows a real man always comes first. And a real man just can't deny a woman's word.
Okay.
Okay, Takia. I'm gonna say this. Okay, I feel you have a great tone. I don't feel like runs are necessarily your strong point. I feel song selections for you are key. Because you picked a song where Alicia Keys, she does a lot in her stuff, especially that song. And I noticed at the end of each phrase, you were like that type of stuff. When you're, I don't know if you weren't confident in nailing those, but I don't feel you necessarily need to do all of that. I feel a straight tone type of song or vocal that you give me would have sufficed for me. So just kind of put that back here. Like, okay, let me choose songs that complement my voice that doesn't necessarily require me to do much. Because you could have just gave me, something here, and I would have appreciated it more.
And I want to say too, I could tell. Okay, so tell me your name. Pronounce it for me.
Takia.
Takia. Okay, so Takia, your natural talking range, Takia, is pretty low. So I want you to consider that when you start to sing. Wherever a song starts by, Alicia Keys is known for singing songs that feel like they're right in the esophagus area. They feel like they're, and so when you're coming, and she sings them pretty strong too. She's known for that. So in song selection, that's going to be really key, knowing that you talk more, I would say, in the high threes, lower fours maybe. So if you're going to sing a song and it's going to be in the middle of the fours going for the fives, which is towards that soprano range, it's going to make it feel like it's kind of trapped here. And you're going to feel like a lot of air pressure here when you're singing, especially a song like Alicia Keys. So I would say, number one, make sure you're singing a song that kind of fits your range. And something that would really probably help your tone, smooth out your tone, and make you not feel the need to do so many acrobatics would be to kind of talk it first. Usually, if you can talk in a range, then you can sing in that range. So, for instance, with that song you were singing, "'Cause a real man knows a real one when it comes first." All right, so what you would want to do is you would find that note and then just kind of talk in that area, right? Because when you talk, you're not really aiming for anything. We do that all the time when we're excited. Hey, stop that. Or what you doing? And we'll go there and not realize it. And it's easy because we do it in a nice lower larynx. So I would say find the range and kind of talk up to it. And then in the same vein, if you're talking here, then you can kind of sing here, and it'll be a little more natural for you. You won't get caught up here. Okay? Very nice.
I need to hire her.
Hire me, girl!
We can't afford her.
Look, this is why y'all make the big bucks.
Goodness, that's good.
Thank you, Takia.
Thank you.
I want to take time to recognize our sponsors for this because the winner will get $500. Cellco Music Group will be giving vocal lessons. As you can see, it's well worth it. And they will get a single production by a state-of-the-art production company, fully functioning, fully staffed production company, Blueprint Productions, out of Macon, Georgia. So we're excited about whoever wins this showcase. Also to Mind Blown Creations and Gateway Management. So there's some of our sponsors for this event. So look them up. You'll be hearing more information about them. Next up, we have Mr. Thaheem Jenkins. And he just disappeared. So we will go to the next person until he comes on, which is Miss Kimberly Dennison. And to the people who are texting me saying that I'm putting L's on everybody's name, I'm going to put an L on the front of your name and go ahead and call y'all lame for saying that. So I want to go ahead and address that. Don't be trying me up now. But anyway.
A little country. Just a little country. That's all.
That's that Macon.
Very country. I'm from Macon. So Kimberly Dennison. Well, Mr. Thaheem has just come back on. We'll go ahead with Kimberly until he, here he is. Hey, sir, how are you? Okay, so we'll go ahead and see if he can get some better service, and we'll come back to him. Right now, we're going to go with Kimberly.
Hello.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. My name is Kimberly Dennison. I'm contestant number 9, and I'll be singing Alpha and Omega. You are Alpha and the Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. You are Alpha and the Omega. We worship you because you are Lord. You are worthy to be praised. And we give you glory. We worship you, God. You are worthy to be praised. Amen.
Okay.
Hey.
Mr. Newman, Mr. L.
You want to go, Dan?
I was going to point to you. I'll go after you.
Okay. Well, let me just say, worshiping wonder. Hello. You took us to worship.
Bless you. Thank you.
Come on here. You have a beautiful voice. I mean, beautiful. I could tell, or at least I don't know if I could be off here, but when you were singing, it seemed like you went to the heavens and forgot you was at a showcase. Okay, is that what happened?
That's what happened.
Oh,
to God be the glory. Yes, ma'am.
could tell. I could absolutely tell. You came right in there, and it was like, all right, I'm gonna give y'all these first 3 words of my attention, and then after that is worship. It sounded amazing. If I had to say anything, I would say, let me just say this, okay? You landed everything that you did. So I can't complain about, acrobatics and, the agility and all those runs. And you tell you was doing these, I was like, oh, it was crawling up my backside. Listen. But I would just say, give us more of your tone first. Like you can play with the song, okay? Start off soft and really make us listen to you. And then open it up. But give us a minute. I remember on Ray Charles, he had this, the guy said, turn the lights down. You turn the lights down and it makes them kind of shut up and listen. Sometimes you know, play on that emotion. A good song is full of ebbs and flows, tension and release. So if you're, you know, give us something to tense about, you know, give us something to listen to, and then really just boom, you blow somebody's mind playing with them like that. Rachel, don't want you to go. Where you going? That's all I got. Go ahead, Dan.
I think she about to come pick you up, Sherelle.
Right, where's Rachel headed?
I'm on my way.
So, yeah, even before Sherelle said it, I mean, even if you hadn't picked a worship song, it's very clear that you're a worshiper. It's very clear, and I know this isn't necessarily a gospel or Christian competition, but it's very clear that you're tapped in, and I'm sure that you're extremely effective at your church. I'm sure you're active at your church, and I'm sure you have people laid out on the floor in worship.
Yes.
The downside is that sometimes the same stuff that's very effective on Sunday morning doesn't always translate as well on a record. And so, you know, if your aspirations are to do more in that direction, then sometimes you have to take a different approach. And it's kind of the same thing that Sherelle said, and kind of the same thing we said earlier with one of the other contestants too, is give us the meat of the song first and then go off. You know, I mean, I know everybody knows Alpha and Omega by this point, but assume somebody's never heard it before. Make sure they can learn the melody of the song and then take it there. And I know, again, as somebody, you know, who's operating under the anointing, it's hard to do that because you want to just worship. But as a singer, you have to kind of stay grounded and keep just enough of your mentality out of the heavens that you can keep the song grounded until it's time to, you know, to just lose it in worship. Which again, sometimes on a recording, there's a place for that, and sometimes on a recording there's not. And so I really enjoy you, just like Sherelle did. You know, I would love it for you to come sing at my church. But like I said, if we're going to be recording it, then keep it straight first and then go there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, guys?
Hey, I'm Nick Farley, owner of Mind Blown Creations, LLC, where we believe in bringing vision to life and making moments last forever. Look, if you need graphic design, if you need a website, if you need photography, if you need videography, look, we are the team for you. I want you to go now to www.mindblowncreation.com. Check out our amazing rates and our prices and schedule a consultation today. We can't wait to serve you.
And we're back. And we have Miss Lauren Fisher.
Hi.
Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good. How are you?
We're good.
Well, I'm Lauren. I'm from Lake Orion, Michigan. And I'm going to be singing Don't Let Go by En Vogue. I often tell myself that we could be more than just friends. I know you think that if we move too soon, it would all end. I live in misery when you're not around, and I won't be satisfied till we're taking those vows. There'll be some love making, heartbreaking, soul shaking, whoa, 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 love making, heartbreaking, soul shaking. What's it gonna be? 'Cause I can't pretend. No, don't you wanna be more the stars above are watching you. They know my heart and speak to you like only lovers do. If I could wear your clothes, I'd pretend I was you and lose control. There'll be some love making, heartbreaking, soul shaking. Oh.
Okay. And Rachel will be back with us shortly.
You got a spiff?
Oh, no. I was waiting on you to unmute your mic because you was talking and didn't say nothing.
Oh, Lauren. I didn't expect that to come out your mouth. Ooh, you can sing, huh? Yes, I loved it. So let me tell you, you have this flip in the back of your throat. Ooh, I just love it so much. And let me tell you, your power. Like you got some pipes on you. What made you pick
I don't know, the energy. I wanted to do something with energy, and I've been digging this song since I was a kid, and it just, I don't know, it just felt right.
Man, I can tell it felt right. You sang that with so much confidence. That's one of them bathroom songs. You know, everybody sings the bathroom song real good because they You did so good. Just make sure if you're gonna do a trick or a run or a riff, you just nail every one.
Yes.
What I tell my clients is that they're not moves or runs. You're just singing the notes. You're just doing it a little faster, okay? But every note belongs. So make sure when you do a little trick, I don't remember what you did, but if you do a little trick or whatever, or a little, make sure you nail all of them. Like a gymnast, you want to make sure everything matters because you nailed those pitches. So just with everything else, make sure that you know, work through your song and just make sure that you gel those. I feel like I'm talking in circles. You got it though. You get the picture. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. And I think our judges are having some technical difficulties, but thank you so much, Lauren.
Yep. Thank you.
So our judges are having some technical difficulties, but they are listening and they will give their input as they come back on. So we have Miss Vanessa coming up next.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. My name is Vanessa Laurent. I'm from the Philadelphia area, and I'm going to sing Stevie Wonder, Living for the City. A boy is born in hard time, Mississippi, surrounded by four walls that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. Woo! His father works some days for 14 hours, and you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother goes to scrub the floors for many, and you best believe she hardly gets a penny. Da 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 da. Zibba boy, 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 zibba boy, da 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 da, zibba da, zibba dooby,
Judges?
Okay, so first of all, I'm mad that StreamYard kicked me off and I didn't get to ask Lauren why she was in her garage. So that was the girl before. So as for Vanessa, so first of all, I liked the way that you arranged the song. I like that you decided to cut it short, do the little kind of instrumental part and then scat sang, I thought that was a really smart choice and I really liked it. The interesting thing about you is when you do the complicated stuff, you nail it. And when you were sticking to the format of the song and trying to be more simple, you lost me a little. You went flat a little bit at the beginning, and when you kind of add a tail at the end of a note that would go flat. A boy is born, then it would dip down. And so my advice to you would be practice singing the song. You can do the extra stuff. Practice singing the song without the extra stuff, and don't add anything. Pay attention to the start and end of every note, and start and end it the way it's supposed to be. Don't even make little changes there. Just sing it straight through the way that it is on the record. Even with that song, Stevie adds a lot of embellishments. So even without some of Stevie's embellishments, and perfect that, because you can do a lot of stuff, but I don't know if you've spent a lot of time working on the fancy stuff and neglected the simpler stuff, or if that's just who you are. But it's funny to me because you nailed stuff that I'm like, oh, no way, she's not going to nail that. And you did. And then some of the easier stuff, needed a little more attention. But definitely, like I said, I loved the way you arranged the song, and you clearly have talent.
Thank you.
Okay.
I agree. You clearly have talent. That was beautiful, Vanessa. I really, really did. I'm a jazz singer myself, so when you went for the scat, I was like, oh, let's see what's gonna happen. But I can tell you paid attention to it, and I can tell you studied what you did. And just like Spiffy said, make sure, because believe it or not, people think that the runs and the moves is the thing that moves us. It's really not. All right? It's exciting to hear, but what really, really draws people in is a good old-fashioned tone and some dynamics, okay? Whitney Houston and Luther, Anita Baker, they set that tone for us where, dynamics can take a song. Whitney Houston, she doesn't start off, because what happens when you start that way, you set our ear to that. So now you have to keep bringing it up. You have to give more and more, and when you're doing that, that makes the song more tiresome. It's hard to relax. It's hard to find moments where you can detense, because those big notes and those big parts they build, and you can physically feel it. So I would say pay attention to your dynamics. And another thing that I'm so glad I just thought about, pay attention to your jaw. All right, so when you do your runs, do some jaw stabilization techniques where maybe like you hold your jaw down and try to do a run that way, because what happens when you run or you do like a move, for instance, I'm going to do, right? If I do that and I do it with my jaw, see what happens when you move your jaw? It'll like move the note around. So what you want to do is make sure that your jaw is stable and relaxed. You can feel when it's tense versus being relaxed. So just pay attention to that. And it'll make your moves feel a lot more crystal, because really you have the notes, okay? You just did a scat. You did a whole scat. Scatting is like, and then you're putting phonetics and words and sounds to notes. That is not easy to do, ma'am. Okay, so bless you. You have the juice. You just got to make sure you, like Spiffy said, pay attention to those detailed things that's going to bring us in there. Because a good tone and landing acrobatic, honey. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Okay, next up we have Miss Brandy Little.
Hey guys, I definitely thought I was number 14, so I thought I had a few more ahead of me. So when you said me, I was like, oh my God, like I won the lottery. Okay, calm down. All right, so I'm Brandy Little, and I'll be singing Amy Winehouse, You Know I'm No Good. And I'm from Warner Robins, Georgia. Meet you downstairs in the bar at her. Your rolled up sleeves and your skull t-shirt. You say, what did you do with him today? And sniff me out like I was Tanqueray. Hey. 'Cause you my fellow, my guy. Well, hand me your Stella and fly. And by the time I'm out the door, you'll tear me down like Roger Moore. And I cheated myself like I knew I would. Yeah, see, I told you I was trouble. Well, you know that I'm no good. That's it.
Judges?
I went first last time. You go first, Sherelle.
Yes. So listen, you changed the whole flavor up. I love that. Let me just say, okay, you have this glottal vibrato. Oh, it's so juicy. This ooh, ooh. That reminds me of like Sarah Vaughan. She had when she does it. Things from heaven, and it's like this steady glitter. Oh, I love stuff like that. And you sing in a space like your mouth, kind of like what's this girl's name? My client just sent her to me. I can't explain it, but she sings in a certain space and it puts you in a whole zone. I love that feel. I would say if I had to give you advice, take your time, let the song breathe when you're doing it, and make sure, listen, this is major key, Brandy.
Okay.
Make sure you keep your vibrato spinning. All right? Like, when you'll nail that vibrato, knew you would, with that flitter.
Right.
Make sure if you're going to nail your vibrato, make sure you do it evenly every time. It's going to give people the shakes. Listen. All right, Spiff is yours.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
So when you came on, you were so happy, and then you said you were going to sing Amy Winehouse. So you really, I mean, I was already sold just based, and that I say that just in terms of like presentation, because your attitude was so great before you even started singing. That makes a difference. That kind of stuff. When you came on, you were all like, "Oh my God, it's my turn," and it's it made me love you from the start. And then anybody who picks Amy Winehouse.
Right.
So I agree with a lot of what Sherelle said. You have a phenomenal ability to emote while you're singing that that not everybody has. I had a conversation with somebody a few days ago when they were talking about their favorite singers, and they mentioned Prince. And I'm the biggest Prince fan in the world, but I'd never put him on my list of favorite singers, even though his execution is perfect. But I went back and listened, and I don't think there's anybody that emotes more while he's singing than Prince does. And knowing when to lean into a note, when to kind of almost talk the note. Anyhow, I'm going off on a tangent. But I loved your ability to emote while you sang. I love your voice. I love the sound and timbre of your voice. The only criticism I had really is I don't know if you were trying to do Amy or what, but there was a little bit sometimes it feels like you were putting on, like you were trying to sound a little bit like somebody else in your inflection. And I don't know if you were trying to sound like her. She's from the UK or whatever, and you were trying to emulate that. I don't know. Just make sure that you sound like you. Don't try to imitate anybody else's voice, because the characteristics of your voice are great. And so, stay true to that, and then take the criticism that Sherelle gave you to improve upon the gifts that you already have, and you'll be amazing.
Thank you. Thank you both.
All right, thank you, Brandy.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Jenkins.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're good.
All right, my name is Taheem Jenkins. I'm from the Chucktown, Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised. And the song I'm going to be singing today is Amazing Grace. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. Oh, precious thing, that grace appeared the hour I first believed.
Your turn, Spiff.
I was just trying to remember whose turn it was. Okay. Tahim? Am I
Yes,
saying it
sir.
right? Okay. I loved it. If you're gonna sing a song like Amazing Grace that everybody knows, you have to find a fine line between not doing too much and adding something to make it your own, because everybody knows Amazing Grace. Everybody sings it. You kind of have to give it everything that you can give it without going too far. I feel like you hit that line. I feel like you did a really good job of like, I'm going to embellish, but I'm not going to do too much. You stayed on key. The only real criticism that I have, and this is a thing that like plagues church singers, is when you're going to do runs and you're going to do embellishments, know the difference between minor and major.
Okay.
So when we think about or for that matter, dominant seventh. When we think about churchy is like dominant sevenths, and and major is like pretty worship stuff, and just knowing
Right.
what notes fit over what chords. Because there was a time in there where you went kind of minor, and if the organist was playing the song, they would have played a major chord there, and it wouldn't have fit. And it's a hard thing to try to explain to singers, because a lot of singers don't play instruments. Some do.
No, I get it.
That's the only criticism that I really have, and that's a real meticulous criticism. Other than that, I thought your choices were good, and I thought you, like I said, I thought you did a good job of kind of threading the needle with a song that everybody does.
Yes,
Sherelle?
I could tell as soon as you started talking that you could sing. You have singer's talk voice.
Wow.
So yeah, this is gonna be nice and crispy. I can already tell. And look, I was not a wonderful voice. Pronounce your name again? Tahim?
Yes, ma'am. Tahim Jenkins.
Yeah, you have a wonderful voice, Tahim. I would say one thing that I wish that I could have gotten more out of you was a little more engagement. I feel like I don't know if it was what you were necessarily focusing on when you were singing. I know your eyes closed. A lot of us sing with our eyes closed for, so many different reasons. You'd be surprised why people do that. But you have such a wonderful voice, and Amazing Grace is not that hard of a song that you can absolutely have let that song breathe a little bit more. Less is more with a tone like yours. Listen. Okay, with a tone like yours and precision, you went to a one of them runs that make you do this, and I was humming to see if you was gonna come back there, and you came on back. You did, and we praise God for that. But
yes, ma'am.
Let the song breathe more. You don't have to put so much in Amazing Grace. The song, the lyrics, it's one of those songs that goes from note to note anyway. It's not really boring.
Right.
So you're gonna have places to go. You don't have to add so much, but if you are gonna add something, I would say go for the jugular and try to do something that boom, I kind of felt like you were running up and then you were like, I don't want to try it. And you came back down and you kind of stayed safe on me. I feel like you have a little more juice in there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Overall, you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And Dan, thank you so much on behalf of every organist in America. I speak on their behalf. Thank you for that mini lesson about majors and minors, because they be looking at the organists like they're crazy, like we done missed a chord or something, and they decided to go down, that minor road. So thank you for saying that. Next up, we have Mr. Andreas Miller.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm good. My name is Andreas Miller. I'm from Valdosta, Georgia, and I'm going to be singing More Than Anything by Lamar Campbell. Okay. I lift my hands in total adoration unto you. You reign upon the throne, for you are God and God alone. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone, and I can sing to you this song. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. Oh, love me in your arms. You are my shelter from the storm. When all my friends were gone, you were right there all along. But I've never known a love like this before. Or I just want to say that I love you more than anything. I love you, Jesus. Yeah, I worship and adore you. I just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything.
Yes. Beautiful. Mwah, 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 mwah. That was so delicious. Your tone is scrumdiddly umptious, okay? It's clean, crystal clear. You're like a BGB's dream, okay? You'd be easy to blend with. Your vibrato's not really harsh. It's present, but it's not harsh. You kind of have that woodwindy kind of a tone. So there's like air in between the notes. So like blending. Do you sing background vocal?
I do.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. Do you get called on? Do they work you a lot? Or whoever you sing with? Yeah, see, I can tell. I can tell that you blend and you stay to the script. Listen, I just said this last time, and I guess this is a thing. Let the song breathe. Your tone is so nice. Like, I would close my eyes because I wanted to see how it felt. Because sometimes, when you look, you prejudge, your thoughts prejudge. So I tried to close them just to listen. And when I opened them, I could tell that you were rushing yourself. And I saw with your hand movements, you were rushing yourself. I don't know if it's because, you ain't got but a couple of seconds or whatever. You want to do a whole piece. But give us more. Like, make yourself relax. Okay. Make yourself, when you're singing, especially in the beginning of the song, tell yourself, is it your name, Andres?
Yes, ma'am.
Relax your shoulders. If you relax your shoulders, everything else will relax. Okay? Put your shoulders down. Make yourself do that because your tone is so phenomenal. Okay? We don't want to be stopped abruptly. And make sure that you end your phrases. So, I love you, Jesus. I worship and adore you. Just want, but don't end them so sharp. Like high and low, ebb and flow. Carry us through the song. What you got to say?
What can I really say after that? I mean, first of all, yes to everything Sherelle said. you were very smart, and let this be a lesson to any other singers that are watching. You checked, even though you were going to sing it a cappella, you checked the key first. Because unless you have perfect pitch, or even if you do, sometimes singers will practice a song in a certain key and then they'll get up on stage or in church or in the studio or wherever they are, and adrenaline's rushing, and they'll start the song in a different place that's not comfortable for them, and they won't realize it until it's too late. So if you can't, if you can, know your keys. If there's an organist or pianist there, give me B flat or A flat or whatever. Otherwise, invest in a pitch pipe. It doesn't cost very much. What are they, like $10? I haven't bought one in years, but they're not very expensive. Where it's got all the notes, and you just blow into it for the note that you need, and then you'll know where you need to start from. That's just a tremendous advantage to any singer, so that you're starting in a comfortable place. The only criticism I had, in the beginning of the song, you did I loved the idea. You did a run that went real deep, and I loved the idea of it. I was like, that's a brilliant run, but you weren't precise. And then you did the same thing. You kind of put a tail on love when you got to the chorus. And again, I loved the idea. The execution was not quite as precise as the rest of your execution. So just, attention to detail. It's never hurt anyone and can always help, paying attention to every single little detail. But I agree with everything that Sherelle said, including all the positive. Definitely loved your sound.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. Next up, we have Mr. LaShawn Brown up next.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
my name is LaShawn Brown. I am from Macon, Georgia, and I will be singing Good Morning Heartache by Billie Holiday. Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last night. I turned and tossed until it seemed you had gone. Now you are with the dove. Thought I'd forget you, but you're here to stay it. Seemed I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, honey, what's new? Stop haunting me now. I can't shake you no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, honey. Here we go again. Good morning, honey. You're the one who knew me well. I may as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, honey. Sit down. Thank you.
Okay.
Is it my turn to go first, Sherelle? Okay. I loved your song choice. I don't know if you could see me or if you saw it on my face when you said that song. I was very happy just to hear the song choice. Sherelle gave some criticism to one of the last singers that maybe she just planted that idea in my head, and so now I'm extra sensitive to it. But I was thinking the exact same thing listening to you. Slow down and take your time. You have an incredible voice. You have an incredible grasp of the song. That's a hard song with all the modal changes and the changes from minor to major. And it's an incredibly difficult song to sing a cappella. And you executed it beautifully, but it felt like you were rushing through it. That song has so much emotion. You can give it time and space and really just let the beauty of the song hang out there. Because you have a beautiful voice. You're able to execute the song. You added a few little things that added to the song, in my opinion. And so the only thing you needed to do was just kind of, woosah, and not necessarily about tempo, but about picking your spaces. Especially you're singing rubato. There's no drummer. So you can, if you want to pause and just let the audience you can do that, And the other thing is, and maybe this is just me, I wanted you to get your hair out of your eyes so I could see your eyes while you were singing. I was like, when is she gonna move that? Because I want to, sometimes I'm looking away from the screen and just listening, and other times I want to look at your eyes. And when I did look at you, I'm like, move the hair.
Okay.
But yes, I absolutely loved it though.
Thank you.
Nailed it, Spiffy. Nailed it. Man, listen, I happen to know her, and I love her voice anyway. And you just gave me the color. When you said Billie Holiday, I cannot tell you how excited.
What do you think? How do you feel about Jill Scott's cover? Do you like the Jill Scott cover, Sherelle?
Yeah.
Say who?
Jill Scott covered it.
Did you ever hear Jill Scott's cover of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, go listen. Maybe not till the competition's over, but go listen.
Yeah, okay. I'm tagging that because I gotta hear that. I did not know that, but okay. So
And she
you had
kills it.
all the color. I could hear you. I don't know. I think Spiffy gave a nerd alert word. I can't remember what it was. It was a musician's word, but it was about like playing with spaces in your mouth. I can tell you were a vet because you were doing that during the song. The only thing that I wanted was for you to slow it down a little bit and like really just work it in there. Cause like you could have. I've heard you sing before, and you could have absolutely done that. Good morning, Holiday, or whatever. Just give us a little bit something. And then, give us a little bit and make us want more. You were like, yep, I'm done.
I know all the gospel singers in the competition are gonna hate this. Y'all ain't that saved. Singing is foreplay. Tease it a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. I feel like we need to tell everybody, in case you're nervous, slow down before they start singing. Or maybe it's the fact that that someone's behind you trying to hurt it. But man, if you would have slowed it down, it would have been mwah. It was still mwah.
Right.
Give it a little extra edge.
Thank you so much, LaShawn.
You're welcome.
Sherelle, just for the record, I've gotten 5 marriage proposals for you. So yeah, we'll talk about that off the show.
I said I was gonna be single, but I don't know in the comments.
Yes, we'll talk.
How many for me, Zach? How many for me?
Spiffy said don't
none yet.
Okay.
But we have
Mia, get on that.
Hi, I am Chrissy in Georgia, and I'm going to sing "Be Grateful" by Walter Hawkins. God has not promised me sunshine. That's not the way it's going to be. But a little rain mixed with God's sunshine, a little pain, make me appreciate the good times. Oh, be grateful. Oh, be grateful.
Is it my turn? So look, the last 2 people, we told them to slow it down. I guess you took the advice because you took your time with it. Beautiful. If I had to give any suggestion, I would say, look, they said, okay, you better sing. I'm looking at the comments as I'm going. If I had to give any kind of suggestion, I would say, just like you're taking your time, walk through your notes the same way. So like if you're going to do Oh, one more before I do that. When you were at that really big part, you did that build and we went to that real big part, and then you came in big and then you cut it off. And I was like, whoa. Because my eyes were closed. So I would have said just keep that going. You had the momentum there. Keep that going. But if you're gonna take your time, make sure you take your time, period. All right. You don't have to do a run and run through the run. You can walk through it, especially if you're already kind of think if this is your space and you're singing it. If you're taking your time, you can do that with the run. Sunshine. If you would have did that, it's super slow, super easy, but it still has a punch. All right. So if you're already singing and you're building and you're in the zone, you can keep them in the zone and just walk through it. Don't run through your notes and walk through the rest. That's the only thing I would say. But you look great, you sound great. I love it. You got it, Spiff.
So the note that I have is kind of similar to the one that Sherelle gave you, which is like, make sure that your execution of the song is on point. Practice just singing the song, because you would do some stuff and you clearly have talent and you clearly can do some stuff, but I would feel like then when you would come back to the song, you wouldn't land it. And there was one time, it might be the same thing Sherelle was talking about, where you did it real big and then you came back, and when you came back, your pitch was off. And again, it's very hard to sing a cappella, especially songs that are used to having music. And in a situation like this, where it's a very it's a big song and you're taking your time with it, which is what we want, you just got to be careful, because if you don't land certain parts, we can hear that, you know? And so the best thing that you can do is to just practice singing the song without adding anything, because you can add the stuff. We know you have that. But once you can execute it, you know, I don't want to say flawlessly, but once you can execute it well without adding anything, then practice back adding stuff in. Because again, and I feel like I probably already said this a couple times tonight, I don't care so much about hearing the extra stuff. I love it, but I really just like hearing the song sung well. If you can sing the song well and do the extra stuff, then great. But if it's a choice between the two, I just want to hear the song sung well, and I could care less how much you can run and how big your range is, and you know, all the extra things you can do.
Thank you, Christy. Next up, we have Mr. Turner. How's it going, sir?
Good, you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Uh-oh, lost him.
We lost him. Okay, so next up, I know. So next up, we're going to go with Dexter Davis.
Whoa. Hi. My name is Dexter Davis, and I am from, hello, Sherelle and Dan. I am from Perry, Georgia, and I will be singing Dance with My Father again.
And he can't even speak to the host, but okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Zacchaeus Williams, my bad. I apologize.
It's
Hello,
okay.
Zacchaeus.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. When I and my mother would disagree, to get my way, I would run from her to him. He'd make me smile just to comfort me. Yeah, yeah. Then finally make me do just what my mother said. Later that night when I fell asleep, he took $1 under my sheet, and I knew for sure I was alone. If I could get another chance, another moment, another dance with him. I'll play a song that would never ever end. How I'd love, 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 love to dance with my father again. Whew. Nervous. I don't know what that was.
Who's up first, Sorrel? I can't remember.
Huh? I think it's my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
I don't know whose turn. Dexter, your tone is like sex, my friends. Oh my God.
Wow.
See, I love his voice. Your tone, I can't explain. I don't even know if there's a word for this, but you have that man,
Wow.
you have man tone, sexy man tone when you sing. It's like the space that you keep here is just real warm. It just feels like a hug. Like someone just put a warm blanket. Like you got them panty dropping voice, okay? Is what it's that's very it. I would just say you only did one move that I could hear. I mean, that was pretty much tone quality. If you were nervous, you didn't sound like it. I mean, my eyes were closed, so I didn't see what you looked like when you were singing. I believe that. Yeah, I don't remember seeing you sing. So I couldn't tell just listening to you that you were nervous. You seemed to take your time. Your vibrato was nice and warm. Your tone was nice and warm. You landed it. I have no complaints. I didn't want it to stop. So, I mean, like, really. You got to spit me.
I mean, Sherelle said some of the same stuff I was trying to figure out how to say. If you're gonna,
you're welcome.
If you're gonna say, there's a few singers that if you're gonna cover them, you got to have a big voice. Luther is one of them. You know, John P. Key, Charlie Wilson. There's just some singers you can't have one. And there's nothing wrong with somebody with a thin voice. I love Erykah Badu. Her voice is as thin as can be, and I love her. But you can't have a thin voice if you're going to cover certain singers. And you have the voice to cover Luther Vandross. It's that big masculine voice without being rough. And so, you know, that's a God-given gift. That's not something that you can teach or that's just your voice and what you have. So then you have to know what to do with it. And from what I heard you do, you started off a little nervous. I think you were a little bit at the beginning, a little bit like uncertain at the beginning. And once you got into the song, you just executed it perfectly. The only comments I have here are love, voice, Luther, and yes. So
thank you guys. Thanks.
Next up we have Mr. Turner.
Oh, do we?
I thought we did. Mr. Turner, are you there?
You're breaking up. I can't even hear.
Can you hear now?
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, my name is Bree. I'm from Rockford, Illinois. Currently in Macon, Georgia. Today I want to sing "Love" by Music Soul Child. Love. There's so many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. Because there's a possibility that you'd look at me differently, love. Ever since that first moment I spoke your name, on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change. 'Cause love, there's so many people use your name in vain. Love, those feeling you sometimes go astray. Said love, through all the ups and downs and hurts. Love, for better or worse, I still will choose you first.
Okay. Judges?
Am I up first this time? I can't remember. We should keep better track of this. So Rockford's only an hour from me. So you probably know a lot of the same people that I know. So it's like having somebody from my area. So welcome on the show. So I think I don't know that I want to say this was a good song choice for you to sing. I think this is a good song choice for you to practice because it showed that you had some ability, but it also showed that you have some things to work on. It's a song that has a lot of range. It has a lot of up and down. And when you would, when the song jumps, it's not like you have to add runs into it. That's just the way the melody of the song is. And when you would go from a low part to a high part, sometimes you wouldn't nail that note. Sometimes it would be flat, or when you'd come back down, it would waver. So I think that you would really benefit from really working on this song, not adding anything extra to it, but just singing the song and executing every transition in it. I think that's something that would help you as a singer. The other thing is that I felt like maybe you were singing a little timid. Like, I feel like you got more voice than you showed us, and I'm not a singer, so I can't, I don't know what to tell you the way that Sherelle can in terms of how to bring that out of you, but I feel like there's more there. Sherelle?
I agree, Fifi. I was gonna say when you first came on and got disconnected, I was like, no, because the hair and the beard, I felt like Anthony Hamilton was coming to the stage, right? So I knew it was gonna be some soul in there, and then you went with the toe top. I was kind of right. Looking at you by the judge of it, I can tell your song choice, or maybe the songs that you like soulish kind of songs. But I kind of feel like the song wasn't in your range. Pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name? Can you hear me?
Maybe you can.
I can't hear you that well, no.
Okay, you did enough right there. I can hear you that well. Okay, so do you hear how low your talking voice is? So you went from here all the way to love, and I'm singing that, and that's here for me. So I could tell that when you were singing, it was building. You were trying to sing it from your chest up. And so, and I could tell that you practiced this song, especially that move you did it super fast, but you hit them all. You did like a little flick of a note and you came back down, you hit it. But so I don't know if maybe you were nervous or didn't know if, or maybe it was uncomfortable where you were singing it, so you were trying to just kind of land it and leave. But I would say, like Spiffy said, the song, maybe it was too high for you. You should sing something or sing songs that develop more of your chest resonance, because you have a very deep speaking voice. So if you, even if it's a popular song, if you got to go from here all the way to here, in retrospect of the song, then you have to know that you're going to have to keep that up. And so there's going to be a lot of tension. So you're going to have to find places where you can relax. So when you're singing and you sing one part, if it's a big part, then you go to the next part. You take a breath. When you take the breath, make sure everything in you releases. When you take your breaths, relax your shoulders, relax everything, regroup, and then start back again. Now, when you're singing the song, it's kind of fast because, of course, it's a quick breath. But I would say make yourself relax more, because we could kind of tell that you were up here and you still sounded great doing it, which is not an amazing, that's kind of hard to do, to sing something out of your register and still kind of land it. But it would have been a lot easier to listen to if you would have maybe sang it a little lower or chose another song in your range. But great job.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, next up we have Miss Kenzie Mallory. Oh, I thought we did anyway. Miss Mallory, are you there?
I don't know if any of the other up-and-coming contestants are watching, but with this platform, StreamYard, you're much better on a laptop or a tablet. So if you're trying to log in from your phone.
Yeah. Okay. Miss Mallory, how are you?
Okay. All righty. Hello. I am from be singing a PJ Morton selection for you. So I think it's called You Should Be Ashamed. You should be ashamed that nothing's really changed. And it's your ignorance that won't give me a chance, because the color of my skin, you won't listen. And after all this time, you won't change your mind, and you should be ashamed.
Okay.
It's you, Sherelle. You're up first this time.
Let me just say, I was so mad at your internet connection because your voice is phenomenal. Can you hear me? You're frozen in the internet. You're frozen. So I don't know if you can even hear me judging you. I don't know if you can hear me. But your voice is phenomenal. I believe the internet kind of played you a little bit. Oh, she's coming back. Please come back. I think she's gone. Anyway, she was great from what I could hear.
Yeah, I could hear her. Her face kept freezing, but I could hear her pretty consistently.
Now everything's freezing. Is it me? What's happening?
No, it's her. We're not frozen, at least not on my end. Anyhow, yeah, I liked her swag from before she started singing. Like, she's got a vibe. Like, people don't realize how important that is, and some of it's just natural. Some of it's nothing you can teach or learn or put on. It's just who you are. Some people you can just kind of tell their vibe just from their vibe. And yeah, and I was gonna be so mad if she couldn't sing because I liked her swag. I don't know that particular PJ Morton song. I love PJ Morton, but I don't know that particular song, so I don't know what the song sounds like. I feel like this kind of the same theme that we've had with a lot of singers that are trying stuff. There were a few things that she tried that I don't know if they're part of the song or not, but I don't feel like they were as precise as they should have been. But I loved her. I feel like we're overusing the word tone, but I loved her tone. I loved the timbre of her voice, and yeah, I didn't have much criticism.
The thing connection played her so much it was clicking through, so I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up we have Mr. Elijah Bell.
What's up, Elijah?
Jay.
Nope.
Let me make sure I speak to Zach. How are you, Zach
I'm
Williams?
good. Thank you.
Great. Hey, my name is Elijah Bell. I'm from Macon, Georgia, and I'll be singing We Offer Praise. Lord, we give you praise. And oh Lord, we bless your name. And we lift our voices to say thank you for your goodness and your mercy toward us, for your goodness and your mercy toward us, We offer praise. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that takes balls to sing a choir song a cappella for a for a solo singer competition. And I think you pulled it off. I think you pulled it off perfectly. I think you sang the song, and again, it's a choir song, so you're not even singing one voice. You're singing what theoretically the choir would be singing, and you executed it well. You didn't try to do too much. You stayed on key. I like the tone of your voice. I don't have any real strong criticisms. Do you, Sherelle?
No. I ain't got nothing bad to say. I mean, I enjoyed it through and through. What am I going to say? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. You didn't.
I mean, there's such a great lesson in seeing all these different singers back to back and our responses, because when you pick a song that suits you and you execute it perfectly and don't try to do too much, there's not a lot of criticism we can give.
And then the thing is that you did, I could tell, I was listening, to the little tricks and stuff that you did. I mean, they were very minor, but man, you nailed them. Like, they were very precise, but still, it's like a little zhuzh. I'm just going to give you a little salt bae, right? You salt bae the song. Oh.
I guess Rachel was onto something. You got to be in your car to really kill it.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh, man, she
thank y'all so much.
All
Or
right,
in your
thank you.
garage.
Okay, and lastly, we have Miss Rosa. She's in her car, so we know she's about to kill.
Not. I'm actually out here with my. I'm out here with my support. My kids wouldn't let me do it by myself. But hi everybody. Name's Rosa Borden. Currently living in Columbus, Georgia, but originally from Dulce. I'm gonna be singing Tennessee Whiskey. I'm gonna attempt. Okay. Used to spend my nights out in barrooms. Liquor was the only love I ever known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottle and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy, babe. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Hey, you're smooth Tennessee whiskey, yeah. Tennessee whiskey, Tennessee whiskey.
Well, dang. Man. Yes. Okay. So I love Tennessee Whiskey. That when you said that, I got happy because I love that song. I had to sing that. Matter of fact, for one of my friends in the band, he asked me. They played that, and he asked me to sing that. I love that song. It has lots of soul. I really. Let me tell you, you was doing some ballsy moves too. Woo! You was running all the way up and all the way down. And that big one you did, I heard every note, okay? So they were in there. Now, let me tell you, it would have really just made if you would have slowed them down a bit. Slow them down a bit.
I was trying to fit it into that minute and 20, the minute and a half. I was trying to get up there.
Mentally, you were running through. And so, look, I learned this from, I used to watch Wendy Williams backstage. I learned this from her. There's a whole lot you can do in a minute, okay?
Right.
You can do that, but a minute, you don't have to rush it, especially not no Tennessee whiskey, okay? That's the kind. This Tennessee whiskey, you're as fine as strawberry wine, okay? That's a smooth song. That's a game. I got game kind of a song. But you absolutely, without a doubt, can sing. No doubt. What you got there?
Thank you.
It's funny, the big run you were talking about, at first I thought she didn't nail it because she made the really kind of out there choice to go up to the major seventh instead of going up to the one. And at first I thought that was a mistake. And then coming back down, I saw that was on purpose. And I was like, okay, that was actually musically really smart. And it was risky because if any single one of those notes were out of place,
you would have threw it off.
The whole thing, they all would have sounded like mistakes, even though even if only one of them was. My criticism is, and again, I said this to somebody earlier, not every singer is able to sing without vibrato. I don't know why that is. Maybe Sherelle can explain that. But if you are one of those singers that is able to, not every note needs vibrato. You know, sometimes you even had vibrato on your runs, and sometimes they just need to be clean. You know, I would much rather have not enough vibrato than too much. And yours isn't like a lot per se. It's subtle, but it's on every note. And so if that's the biggest criticism that I had is work on being able to not to execute the note without vibrato. But yeah, I agree with everything Sherelle said. And I loved it.
And I want to say this too real quick for any singer, period, because vibrato control is something that a lot of my clients come to me about, because you have some that have slow vibrato, some that have that gutty vibrato, some that do with the glottis, and a lot of them that can't take it away. But I would say, as far as using vibrato, pick a part. If you know that you have a tendency to sing vibrato with everything, pick a part that's going to have it, or scoot it towards the end. A lot of times, if you at least scoot it towards the end, we'll hear the clear, distinct of what you're trying to do, because vibrato is just the variance of two notes. So, for instance, if I'm doing ah, it's ah, you see what I'm saying? So if doing that in a move, that means that it could go either way. You know, you got to be careful doing vibrato like that, because if they end up being on that top note, because the vibrato, the variance was there, and then you ran off of that, then it would have thrown it off.
Vibrato can make you sound out of key when you're not.
Absolutely, because it's really two notes just fast. So I would say, yeah, like you said, just be careful with your vibrato. Take your time, because you got the zhuzh. You did the longest run. And I mean, like, it was doing tricks. It was doing tricks. It was like, I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all today. Okay.
It was about as long as they hold that Dooley from Dooley County. But thank you, Rosa.
Thank y'all.
Okay, guys. So those are all of our singers for the showcase. We will be getting back with conversations we need to have once the judges meet and talk about the singers that will move on to the next round. We will be posting that by next week. So we'll wait on the judges to get that information to me, and you can be looking for it to be posted on conversations we need to have, and share it. And we'll also be letting you know the next date next week that we will be doing round 2. And I'm about to do something that's going to put somebody on the spot. And I hope she don't click off when I say this. But Sherelle, do you feel like singing something since you've been teasing us all night?
I wasn't teasing. I was trying to judge.
Well,
okay, let me think.
You can tell them no.
I could tell them no.
Sherelle never tells me no.
I don't like the way that sounded, so no.
So. Thank you. But yeah, please sing something for us.
You know, like I didn't like that little comment you made there. That it gave me cringe vibes. All right, but anyway, let me think of a song. I used to love this song. It's a hymn, actually. Yield not to temptation, for yielding each victory will help you some other to win. So fight manfully onward, dark passion subdue. Look ever to Jesus, He will carry you through. Come back.
Thank you.
No, he gave me the thumbs down. Good, bad George.
So thank you so much, Sherelle, Dan, Rachel, Liko. We lost them somewhere along the lines, but they will be in on the judging process. I know that they were listening and looking. So again, we will be posting very shortly those who will be moving on to the next round. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Conversations We Need to Have.